Welcome to Scrap Modules. In this video tutorial, I'm going to take you through the scoring module in Scrap. In my previous video, I created a generic institution and I signed up 3 users, admin 1, admin 2, and admin 3. So I'm going to use that same information to run you through the scoring module. Right, now how do you access the scoring module in Scrap? You can simply click on it down here as part of the product, or you can click on user profile and look for it here, scoring. Alright, now apart from the prerequisite step that an institution will have to go through, that is subscription and sign up, it is the responsibility of the administrator of the school to also go through the preparation step in order to get a system ready for use by other users. And every module has a number of steps to cover. Within the scoring module, I think there are about 11 steps that you have to go through. So I'm going to take you through those 11 steps in this video to get the system ready for use. So first of all, let me log in with the administrator as administrator. So I have here admin 1 and admin 1. Now on your right side of the screen, you see a list of all the modules. Since we are going to go through the scoring module, I'm going to select scoring and it takes us to the scoring module. Right, now I have here numbered steps. These are the numbered steps that the administrator will have to go through to get a system ready for use. But before I proceed, let me explain what these are. We have here CA, which stands for continuous assessment. Now, apart from the usual terminal report or results list that you will be generating by going to criteria selection, there's another format of the report called continuous assessment, and you can find that by going to this link. This one will normally be used by primary schools, junior high schools, and senior high schools. And this other one here you see here is CR, meaning cumulative record. Now every year the results of the students are sort of accumulated, and you can find the accumulated results of the student by going to this link. And this one too is used mostly by the primary schools, the junior high schools, and the senior high schools. Now this other one, which is for colleges, that's the universities and tertiary institutions, called total score. It also keeps track of the accumulated results of the students. Now within the university, there is a formula used in computing the results of the students. Sometimes it's called weighted average or weighted score. But I'm going to show you where you can set that formula later on. So just note that this other one called total score is for the universities or the tertiary institution, and it keeps track of the accumulated results of the students. Okay, right, so let's proceed. Now the first step you have to go through to prepare the system is called parameter. So let's click on it, and then now, as I explained earlier on in my previous video, most of the pages that you'll be visiting in Scrap has a page format similar to the one you are seeing currently. We have here the mode of the page, and then we have here the command buttons that serve as a tool to help you manipulate information back and forth within the system. Right, so now we have here parameter ID. Over here you can enter anything for the parameter ID. You can also click generate and it will generate something for you. We have here parameter name. You can enter anything for the parameter name. It can be the same as the parameter ID. Then there is website date. At the moment, this field is not being used, so you can maintain the default value or you can enter anything, any date right here. Then we have timeout. Timeout here means the number of seconds the system will have to wait to log out when it is not being used. Oftentimes, when a teacher or a student log into the system and finishes working and finishes doing his or her work, he may forget to log out of the system. So timeout here will sort of wait and log out automatically when it is not being used for some time. And 3000 seconds here, when converted to minutes, is about 50 minutes. Okay, that's the number of minutes it's going to wait before it logs out, right? Then we have redirect page. This one too, you can maintain the default value as index. It's like the page that the system will redirect to when there is an error along the way. Okay, then we have working currency. This is where you select the currency in which you will be working with, especially doing the accounting entries. Okay, then we have working country. So here you select the country from which you are running the application. If it's Ghana, you select Ghana. If it's in the US, you have US here, then you select. If it's in the UK, you select. So here you simply have to select the country from which you are running the application. Then we have here academic year. This is where you actually determine the current academic year of the institution. Okay, then we have the term or semester. Right, so when you finish filling in these required fields, you can simply go ahead and click on submit. Okay, now these other parameter values, you get to know of them as we go along. So you can maintain the default values as yes here and then yes here, right? Okay, now let me see what information I have about this page. So I'll simply click on report. Now it's showing me two records. The first one, let me scroll to the right, and working currency. Formerly it was USD and it was changed to GHC, and then the working country is still Ghana. Okay, and then under academic year, formerly it was 1999-2000 academic year, and it was changed to 2013-2014 academic year, and the term is term 1. Alright, so I think we are going to maintain this academic year. Let's use this academic year to go through the steps. Okay, but in case we had wanted to change it, we will simply click on be in update mode and then navigate to that record. So I just click on first and then it populates here. Then if it's the academic year I want to change, currently it's 2013-2014, so I'll simply come here and then change it to whatever I want to change it to, maybe 2014/2015. But like I said, let's maintain the 2013-2014. So alright, so we won't submit the form because we are maintaining the same record. So let me simply go ahead to the second step, which is class. The next step is class. Now class, this is where you'll be creating all the classrooms that are available in the school or in the college, the physical classroom blocks or the logical ones. So I'm going to assume the generic institution is a tertiary institution, so I'm going to create a class called CS1, Computer Science 1. So under class ID, I can type CS1, that's a class ID. Then under class name, I can enter the full name, which is Computer Science 1. Okay. Now a class is usually a group of students, so under class type, let me maintain group, the default value. Now we have owner. Owner here means you have to select the teachers or the lecturers that teach in this class that you are creating. So I have to select the teacher or the lecturers who teaches in this particular class. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to use admin 1 as the owner for all my tests. So I'll select this one and then add. So when you click, it comes under the owners. If there's another teacher who teaches in this class, you come here and select him and click on add. So when you are done, you simply click on submit and wait to see the completed page. Right. So I've created one class called CS1. I can repeat this step for all the other classrooms available in the school. So when I finish creating all the classrooms in the school, then the next step is class level. So I come down here and click on class level. Now class level here means you determine the level of the class that you created previously. That is, you have to let the system know whether the classroom that you have created, does it belong to primary school, or does it belong to JHS, or does it belong to SHS, or does it belong to the Bachelor of Science students, the tertiary, etc., etc. So I'll select class Computer Science 1, and then under Education ID, I'll look for BSc. These are a list of all the modules or sub-modules within the scoring module. So I'm going to select BSc as the Education ID for this class. So what I'm trying to say is CS1 belongs to the BSc students, right? Yeah, over here level, I can maintain the default value, which is 1. Then we have class ID next, which means what class comes after this class that you have created. And then we have class ID previous, which means what class comes before this class that we have created, right? Then we have branch ID. This is where you tell the system that, oh, okay, this class that I'm creating, or this class that I have created belongs to this branch of the institution. So I can select the branch. So let's maintain the default branch. Right, so when you are done, you just click on submit. Right. So you can repeat this step for all the other classrooms that you've created. You select a class and tell the system which educational level it belongs to. Right. When you are done with this step, you go to the next step, which is course or program. In Scrap, course is the same as program. Okay, so this is where I'm going to create all the courses that are being offered in the school. So let's assume there's a course called Computer Science. So I'm going to create the course ID as CS Computer Science. Then under course name, I type the full name, which is Computer Science. Now course type, is it taught or research? So let me maintain the default value as taught. Right. Now over here there is owner, the owner of the course, which is like the head of department or something. So I'm going to select the lecturer or the teacher who owns this course. So I select this and click on add. If there's another person who owns the course, I select it and click on add. When I'm done, then I simply click on submit. Alright. So I can repeat this step for all the other courses within the institution which are being offered in the school. When I'm done with this step, I go to the next step called subject. This is where I'm going to create all the subjects being taught in the school. So under subject ID, I'm going to create, for instance, a subject called programming. Okay, then under subject name, I can still maintain the name programming. Okay. Now in the tertiary institution, there's what we call credit hours. Every subject has what we call credit hours. So I have to enter the number of credit hours for this subject over here, 3. If it's primary or JHS or SHS school, there's no, you can leave this field blank. Right. Now over here too, there's owner, which means you have to select the teacher or lecturer who teaches this particular subject that you are creating. So I'm just using the admin one for all for now. Okay. So you just continue selecting the teacher or lecturer who teaches this subject. When you select and you click on add, it comes here under owners. When you are done, you just click on submit. So you can simply repeat this same step for all the other subjects being taught in the school: math, science, chemistry, physics, etc., etc. Okay, so when you are done with this step, we go to the next step, which is course subject. Now over here, course subject means that I'm going to link the subject to the course. I'm going to link the subject to the course so that the system will know the list of all the subjects under a particular course. Okay, so when I select computer science, what are the subjects under computer science? We have 1, programming. Now subject type, is it core, elective? It's an elective subject, so I select it and click on add. Right, so what I've done here, it means that under computer science we have what we call programming. Right, I can repeat the same thing for the other subject. If there's another subject under computer science, I go through here and select it. By default, the system came with some pre-created subjects. We have religious and moral education, physical education, French, ICT, social science, math, and English. Okay. So when I'm done, I can simply go ahead and click on submit. Now note that before you click on submit, there's an option here. If you check this box, which is called same, and you select a class and add before you click on the submit, what you are trying to tell the system is whatever subject that is going to be assigned to this course that you have selected here, those same subjects should be assigned to this class that you have added here. That is the meaning of this option that we have here, same. But if you don't check it and you don't do this and you simply go ahead and click on submit, then it's only going to do what you have at the top here for you. That is, it's going to link the subject to the course, and so therefore this one will be available as another step as we go along the way, but we can combine it and do it here at the same time. Alright, so let me simply go ahead and then submit what we have at the top. Okay. So when you are done with this step, that is when you finish linking all the subjects to their particular courses, you can simply go ahead to the next step, which is work type. Now this is where you'll be creating the type of exercises that you give to the students, and by default, let me see what I have in the system. So I click on report. Okay, so it give me a report of some of the class exercises that are given to the student. You have class work, class test, homework, exams, mock exams, and then the main exams. If there's additional ones, you can create it and then it will come here. When you're done, you go to the next step, which is called class subject. And like I said, class subject here means linking the subject this time around to the class, so that the system will know the list of all the subjects being taught in a particular class. Okay, So let me select computer science 1 and then select programming as one of the subjects being taught in that class. If there's another one, I select it and then I click on add. I continue add, select add, select add. When you're done, you just click on submit. When you are done with this step 2, you go on to the next step, which we have here, course account. And the same way, course account here means, now in Scrap, wherever you see account or account number, it represents the student or the index number or whatever, which is as the auto ID. So wherever you see account, it represents the student. So what I'm coming to do here is I'm going to link the account or the student to their particular courses, so that the system will know the list of all the students offering a particular course. Right. So I select course, and then under account number I look for the student. Now at this point I have not registered or I have not signed up any student, so I may have to jump this step and go and sign up at least 2 students before I come back and continue. I'll be a go to sign up if you have not registered any students at this point. Student account numbers begin with the characters ACC. Okay. So down here, these other account numbers are system account numbers. They are system account numbers. But the ones for the students begin with ACC, as you can see. But this one is the administrator admin 1, this admin 2, and this admin 3. So I'm now going to sign up 2 students. So let me simply click on this link. It takes me to sign up, where I'll sign up 2 students. When I'm done, then I go back and continue. Right. Since they are students, there is no need for me to check this box. So let me enter the first name. I'm going to create David 1 and David 2. Now over here, you have to select the institution that they are signing up to. Right. Now the auto ID is the 4th person signing up to this institution and within this academic year. Okay. As I explained earlier on in my previous videos. Nationality, marital status, address. So when I finish filling out the form, I can simply go ahead and click on submit. Now before I click on submit, I have to make sure that I check this box which says automatically create account. I have to check this box before I click on submit, so that the system will automatically create an account number for this particular student that I'm signing up. If you don't check this box, then you would have to manually create the account number as a separate step. But to avoid that, I simply have to just check this box and then before I click on the submit. Right. Now let me sign up the second student. Call him David 2. I have to select the institution that you sign up to. Use a 5th person. Right. Then again, I have to check this box so that it will automatically create an account number for this student that I'm signing up, so that I wouldn't have to go through a separate step of having to create the account, open an account number for this student. Right. So click on submit. The account number is the same as the auto ID, is the same as the student ID, the index number, etc., etc. And that is what is going to be used to keep track of the students' school fees payment. later on when we come into the accounting module, right? So now I'm done with the student. I've signed up 2 students. So let me continue to the step in which I was before I came here. So which is I was on the course account step. So I can simply click here and it will take me back to the course account step, where I'll be linking the students to their particular courses. Right, so I have here a computer science, which has already been selected. I scroll down here and look for the 2 students I've just created, which is these 2. So I'm going to assign them to this particular course. So when I select the student, I click on add. It comes under the criteria box. So what this means is, within computer science, this is the student offering computer science, right? Let me select the next student, click on add. So I've added 2 students offering computer science. So when I'm done, I simply have to click on submit. Now there's an option here. Before I click on the submit, I can check this box and then select a class and add. What this means is, these 2 students that I'm assigning to this course, those same 2 students will be assigned to this class. That's the meaning of this option. But if I don't check it, then it will be available for me as a separate step along the way. Alright, that will have to do. So let me go through that one. So that I'll just simply submit. Right, so when you're done with linking the student to their particular courses, you can go ahead with this next step, which is class account. And likewise over here, class account means you are going to link the students to their particular classrooms, right? So the student will know that when you take a particular class, what are the list of students that belongs to that class. Okay, so when I select computer science 1, I have to look for the students that belong to computer science 1. Click on add, next students, add, then submit. Okay, now when you are done, you go to the next step, which is account subjects. And this is actually the last step of the preparation, of preparing the system, account subject. And what this means is we are going to link the subject to the account. That is, if you take a particular student, what are the options, or what are his options, or what are the subjects that he alone offers? And that's the meaning of account subject. Okay, so I'm going to select the first student, which is this, and then select the subject that he alone is offering. Now under subject ID field, there's nothing populated here. So what I have to do is I have to check one of these boxes which says assign course subject to selected account number. If I check this box, what it's going to do is it's going to assign all the subjects belonging to the course that this particular student is offering. I'll go over. It's going to assign all the subjects belonging to the course that this particular student is offering. So if I check it, it has assigned all the subjects belonging to the course that this student is offering, which is programming. Since I assign only programming to the course, it's only one shown, right? Now I can select the next student and assume he's also offering programming. Then I'll click on add. It comes here. So what I've actually done is I've linked programming to this student and I've linked programming to this other student. Alright, so I can simply go ahead and submit. Alternatively, you could have checked this same box and select the other students from here before click on submit. But I've combined the two already here, so there's no need for me to check this box, right? So when you click on submit, it saves it, and that's okay. So actually I'm done with the preparation step. This is the last step within the preparation step, especially in the scoring module. So now the system is now ready for scoring, or is now ready for the teachers to start entering the scores of the student, and then go ahead and generate their terminal report, results slips, etc., etc. And these entries will be done within the term or within the academic year. Anytime the teachers conduct exercises, they can simply go here, go to score specify, and then start entering scores for the student. And at the end of the semester, or at the end of the term, the students will only log in and access their results. Right now, the last three steps that we just did can be combined. For instance, if the number of students are many, instead of having to select each student and assigning them to their class one by one, if there are about 1,000 students, it will be too tedious for the administrator to be doing it one by one. So because of that, I've combined the last three steps called course account, class account, and account subject. I've combined it into a one simple step process, which you can run, and it will do the whole thing for you. And you can find that under users. So let me go to users, look for users under settings here. Alright, so the administrator can simply combine the last three steps, but first of all, this should have been enabled. Or in other words, during sign up by the student are required to add the class that they will belong to, the courses that they will be offering, and the subjects that they will be offering. That is during sign up by each student, so that when the administrator comes here, you only check on this box and then click on be in update mode, and then select one of the students, and then when he clicks on submit, it's going to run this whole three-step process for you. Right, so that's an alternative to what we just did. Right, so thank you so much for watching, and in my next video I'm going to take you through how to enter the scores for the student and how to generate their terminal report, their results slips, etc., etc. Alright, have a nice day. Bye.